Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue reading for the groups for 2023, and this time is going to be dedicated to ATEEZ. So yeah, let's see the energies they have available for this year. We started reading with the Ten of Swords, the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Judgment, and the Four of Wands. And then I pulled an extra card from the Oracle of Connected and Free, and they got the card of Endings. So definitely I'm very excited for this reading because it shows like a great progress from what they had been experiencing lately, probably like a year ago. They went through a lot. Actually, I had read for them, I had pulled cards for them during my lives, and you know the energy is very for ATEEZ. They work really hard, no matter the result. You know, they always put 110% of themselves in everything they do. But there's always this level of frustration because it seems like and it's not about numbers, it's about other things that probably should be going better for them, and sometimes it's not, you know, it seems like they cannot make it happen. You know, they cannot carry the process of maybe it's promotion, maybe it's, you know, there's something always missing and lacking in the way that they it seems like they start really strong with something and eventually it just, I don't know, there's a lack of effort, you know, when it comes to giving them more, I wouldn't say exposure, but it's more about, you know, the opportunities or even invitations, you know, invitation to certain places, to certain shows, to certain events. You know, it seems like they are, you know, like left at the end, and then someone remembers and he says, oh yes, we should tell these guys, you know, and they have been around for a while. The fandom also is very strong, but somehow there's like a disconnection, there's like a lack of will, you know, a lack of will when it comes to people like offering them more, you know, or acknowledging that they deserve more. You know, it seems like everyone is very blinded about ATEEZ impact and potential, except the guys. You know, the guys, I definitely see that they put the effort, they know they're good, they do not doubt themselves, they do not have they are very confident, they have a great energy about what they do and how they do it. But when they receive this sort of feedback, they are like, oh, maybe we are doing something wrong. Maybe this wasn't very well planned. And then afterwards, they start to wonder, and they start to get in doubts about, like, oh, did we do something wrong? Like, you know, and even with interaction with other people, I think that they put their best and to connect with others, you know, and maybe, I don't know, they just don't receive a call back, you know, there's no confirmation for the activities. It seems very, you know, very harsh for it, for ATEEZ to, you know, to be integrated. You know, it seems like when you are part of this, you know, this yeah, this industry, you know, and sometimes they are forgotten, or they and it's hard to believe at this point of their career that people do not know about them, you know. So sometimes they can go through this overthinking period of like, maybe this is personal, maybe they just don't like us, like, you know, maybe they really, but why, you know. But here, starting with this Ten of Swords, it means that they're slowly like recovering from this, you know. And probably they heard from other sources, you know, very critic or very mean comments, you know. So they went through a lot, you know, and a lot of a lot of deceivement, you know, a lot of people like being like very fake towards them, you know. um, I don't know, just very shady people in general. But this is the business, you know, and I think that they somehow have to, I wouldn't say endure it, but they have to be a bit more relaxed when it comes to, yes, it is what it is and it's what we're going to get. Here with the Empress and the Ace of Cups, thankfully this year is going to be very prosperous for ATEEZ. A lot of content, a lot of ideas, a lot of growth, a lot of abundance, you know, a lot of abundance of ideas, them also feeling very creative, feeling very beautiful. You know, there's something here very, very bright with the Empress and the Ace of Cups that is like, wow, I'm feeling loved. So I'm feeling very good about myself, you know. I'm probably them having like a sort of glow up also in their appearance, you know. Probably also trying new styles that suit them better, you know. Something they're going to try a new concept that is going to be very different, but it's also going to be very like flattering for them, you know, for their physique, for their beauty, for how they're feeling right now, you know. Probably also like, you know, collaborating with more people, like expanding the networking, you know, like actually connecting with others, like being more welcome to other places, you know, somehow like walking away from this state of feeling like an outcast, you know, feeling like even though you have the audience recognition, somehow it seems like some people just don't want to let you in, you know, in their small petty circle, you know. But it is what it is, you know. Somehow sometimes I do feel like this industry is this sort of sorority house, you know, like you either are in or out, and they went through periods where they weren't allowed to be in. So, you know, and this wasn't like shown very like directly into their faces, you know. I think that this was with a small gestures, you know, like, and it's not that they weren't rejected all the way, but some people did show their colors, you know, like being very shady. And I think that this is something that they were very shocked at first, you know. They were like, I cannot believe that person is like this. But yes, this is the industry. This is like this. And there's something about ATEEZ that I think that it does, like you are so blown away by them that some people just, you cannot help but love and being like hypnotized with everything that they do, and to the fact that probably you actually don't like them. Like they create this sort of very black or white feeling towards them, you know. And some people just don't like them, you know. And also I believe an astrologer, about an astrologer that works with K-pop. She once did, I do not remember her name, but she once did like a birth chart of ATEEZ as a group, you know, and they had a lot of Scorpio energy. So definitely ATEEZ, with this very passionate and very like intense, not only choreography and images. It's much more than that. It's the feeling that the audience goes through, the transformation, the awakening that you go through when you listen to them, when you are observing them. They have that, somehow their performances just get inside your heart, inside your heart and your soul, especially if you're a very sensitive person. Somehow you experience a very fiery feeling when you watch them, when you observe them. It's very contagious, it's very mesmerizing. You feel like you're being hypnotized. And some people just don't like that very powerful vibe that they have. They don't like that. They are like a bit envious of that. How do they reach that level of energy? How do they manage to keep this energetic after all these years? How do they come up with more powerful concepts? How they do not lose this stage presence? There's a lot of envy and jealousy, and also probably their existence only, it does stir some people's insecurities about stage presence and about a strong impact, because not a lot of groups can actually like do this. So they often, and they also are very nice people, like like once they get off the stage, they are very regular people. So there's like, oh wow, you are this monster on stage, but you're also a nice people. Oh wow, like there's like, some people just cannot comprehend this, and there's where the jealousy and these awkward situations happen. But yes, here with the Judgment and the the Four of Wands, definitely I see that they will go through a transformation. Probably, I have been saying this for a year, that they need to hire new people, that they need to hire other people that can manage them better. And it seems like there's going to be, a sort of like a change in this. There's going to be like a final calling to arrange a few things in the company with the guys. So this could mean that some changes are going to be made. I'm not seeing like very big, impactful, and strong changes, like transformations. No, I don't see it. But probably, also doing some kind of like review about their career, also having very important conversations about, okay, we are in a good period in our careers, we want to change a few things, we want to, and this is also here with the Judgment. I think that probably if some people just didn't pay attention to ATEEZ or ATEEZ discography or ATEEZ music, there's something about ATEEZ that also is very, like, the card of the Judgment definitely reminds me a lot of their concepts, despite of them being a K-pop group, and the aesthetics and the lightings and everything and that they provide as entertainment. There's a huge, like, very important message in ATEEZ songs and in ATEEZ art. So definitely you should pay attention, because it also talks about the Judgment Day. What happens when we finally have to face our faith, or face our fears, or face our enemies, or face our past self, or face the system. There's a lot about facing yourself, like the Judgment Day has come. So for them, actually, they talk about things that are personal to them. I think that sometimes maybe people do not know this, that there's this that probably, the concepts that they choose, the lyrics and everything, that it has somehow, it is like a representation of what they are going through. And if you feel like in their in their music they are pointing fingers at someone, probably they are, but always with elegancy, always being polite, always being respectful, but they are So you have to pay attention to their lyrics because there's a lot of information in there. And also with the Four of Wands, with the Four of Wands, it's finally, I think that this year they will be able to actually gain stability as a group, but not as a group, the members themselves. They always been like stable, no matter the numbers nor the winnings. They had always managed to stay stable and just like keep going. Being very resilient in the sense. But with these Four of Wands, it means that probably they will be able to relax as a group, as a community. Also, probably the fans, having a very chill year in the sense that, the recognition is going to come, and it's not going to be, you will not have to worry about it, or just like being, you know, stress about it, or feeling a bit tense, or feeling a bit preoccupied. Here with the Four of Wands, it's like the time to enjoy yourself, to celebrate, will come. It will come to you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to, go and talk to anyone or try to modify something. No, just be yourself. Just keep going. Just keep being you, and the recognition will come to you. The invitations that they didn't give you, the places you weren't allowed to enter or to go in, finally the doors will be open, for you, and people will start like taking you for real, actually really like admiring you, and acknowledging your existence, and also the how powerful they are in their field. A lot of celebrations. So definitely it's going to be a very, I see that, I sense that since the Empress is here, there's going to be a lot of growth, and also a lot of like, you will definitely see the fruits of their labor. The effort that they put now, they are starting to see the results, the final results. So it's going to be very, very nice to see them all together, and just like celebrating this. And then from the Oracle, they got the cards of ending. So see, it's like an ending. Is it the ending of the stage of the Ten of Swords? That is something that they've been holding on really tight. Because I think that them, as this Scorpionic group, they do not forget, obviously. We know the leader is a Scorpio. We have a lot of people that have Scorpio placements. We have a lot of members that have Cancer placements. So there's a strong emotional, attachment to the past somehow. So sometimes it's not that they hold a grudge, but they do not forget. They do not forget about this very disappointing moments, feeling actually a bit betrayed, or feeling a bit like, not appreciated. So when something is done like this, sometimes it's hard not to take it personally. I'm sure that they had talked about it among each other, like, oh, I have this perception, because they're also very intuitive. So, and trying to put a smile on their faces while they feel the awkwardness of the room, it's hard. It's hard. But here with the cards of endings, is like, well, this was a test, this was a phase, like, things are going to change. So let's close that door, let's leave it behind. Let's leave it behind us, and let's prepare for the new things that are about to start in our careers and in our lives. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.